a reminder, this test is roughly half of your grade for this last quarter. It is truly critical that you get all of the pieces. We're going to give them all to you right now. Remember, memorizing the answers is not going to do it for you. Memorizing the processes would. Because then all you have to do is put in the new numbers. Okay? I'm going to do this because as much as I hate it, it'll work better. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through this. Starting on number 1. The first 4 are order of operations questions. That's going to be the same as on your test. Remember, and you may want to write this right at the top of your paper, that, hopefully the pen works. Oh, there we go. Who remembers the phrase? Good, Gemma. Good. So what comes first? Do I have any groupings? No, I don't. I don't. That parentheses only has one number in it. That's not a grouping. Do I have any exponents? No. Multiplication division goes left to right. So we'll do this one first. Remember, guys, to rewrite everything you have not yet done, please, because it's going to help you keep everything straight. Now I have a division, 6 plus 15 minus 3. Now I have 21 minus 3, which comes down to, oops, no I don't, that's 2. It's like something's wrong. That's a 2, making it 19. Okay, so your number 1 should have been 19. Second one, I have 2 grouping symbols going left to right. I don't mind you doing both grouping symbols in one pass, but please make sure that you're doing each of them in order. The parentheses on this one still matter. Why? Because I have a number directly outside of it. So what is this now turned into? 30. 3 times 10. But I still do division first because it comes first. So 4 plus 30, which gives me 34. Okay? Exponent on the inside means that I'm doing the grouping piece first, and within the grouping symbol, I still follow Gemma. So I'm going to do the exponent as my first piece. So 2 times 3 plus 9 divided by 8 minus 4. Now I do 2 times 12 divided by 8 minus 4. 2 times 12 is 24 divided by 8. And did I change that on yours? Is it plus 4 on your sheets?
It's plus 3 over 3 squared.
But it's plus on this side. Okay. Plus 4. I need to update that on the sheet. So that gives us 3 plus 4 or 7. Our next one. Here, these look very similar. The only big difference is that exponent has gone from inside the parentheses to outside the parentheses. That means I have to do my parentheses before I do the exponent. So that becomes now 2 times 6 squared divided by 8 minus 2. So now I do the exponent piece. 6 squared means 6 times 6, or 36, divided by 8 minus 2. 2 times 36 is 72, divided by 8 minus 2. 72 divided by 8 is 9 minus 2, which gives me also 7. Any question on the first 4? Okay, so let's keep going. Here's a really big, important term, expression. Is an expression an inequality? No, they are different, are they not? So if I have an expression and I see this symbol, is that an expression? No, it is not. So when I say 4 less than the quantity r divided by 5, less than is actually a flipping phrase, right? Telling me subtraction. Quantity r divided by 5, 4 less than that. You could also write that r divided by 5 minus 4 if you wanted to. Do I need parentheses in either of those situations? No, so I have to divide before I subtract anyway. Okay? Otherwise, you got to be careful. Write an expression for the sum of 4 and z. Sum means add. Write an expression for 7 squared. Hope you guys remember that means the exponent of 2. What's the exponent of 3 mean? What's the word? Cube. Okay? Use distributive property. That means distribute the 6. So your arrows, 6 times 4x gives me 24x. Whatever sign is in the middle just goes over to my answer. And then 6 times 7 is 42. That is expanded form. Once you've expanded, you always simplify.
I only did the first step. I didn't simplify.
Okay. Mr. Shannon will probably have to talk on that one, but especially since we're showing you on the video, this is what we expect. We expect it in simplified form. Okay?
Wait, no, you said that this was why. I said that was part of it, but you had to go and multiply the 6 times the 4. No, you said that we needed to solve it. That's not what I thought. You only heard what you wanted to hear, honey bunny.
We do want you to simplify it, which means collecting all the like terms and getting it to the simplest form possible. So if you had done, if your answer was 6 times 4x plus 6 times 7, we would probably give you half credit on that. We want you to take it all the way down. Are there any questions on that? Because we've got to make sure that's clear. Okay. This is still on the same page for you guys. So use distributive property. Oh, shoot, I might be in trouble. Miss Shan, you might have to move that for me so we don't lose our recording. There, I got it. Whew. Distributive property. Again, don't get messed up if it's on the other side. It's the same process, guys. 4 times 3 is 12. And 4 times 8x is going to give me 32x. Okay? Now, a big one, inequality, true or false, is just saying, I'm giving you a value, substitute it in, and tell me is it a true or false sentence. So here I'm doing is 5 times 9. Is that greater than or equal to 45? I do that math. Is 45 greater than or equal to 45?
Yes.
If I say yes, that is true. If I say no, that is false. Really easy, right? So again, inequality, true or false, they give me a value, I substitute it in. Is 10 greater than 82 minus 53? So I have to do that math. 82 minus 53 gives me 29. Is 10 greater than 29?
Nope.
Nope. So that is false. Okay? Solving. Guys, this is why we have given you this one process for all of these problems. Literally, the rest of this test is following the steps. Circle your variable, draw your line. Do the opposite operation, get the same number with your variable on both sides. So instead of multiplying by 7, I'm going to divide by 7 on both sides. Those 7s are going away. 7 divided by 7 is 1. That gives me that G is greater than 7. Okay? Did someone say they were confused?
Somebody said yes.
Okay. Now we're going to graph that solution. So all I'm going to do is I put 7 in the middle of my number line. It's greater than 7, not equal. That means an open circle. Greater means 8 is greater than 7, so my arrow is going this direction. Do not forget to color in your arrows, guys. It's going to feel really bad taking off half a point for every one of these graphs if you don't do those arrows, but it's going to happen. Any questions on that page before I turn? Liam, question? Are you sure?
Yes.
Because this is just like your test. If you don't understand it here, you're going to struggle on the test. Okay, our next one. They've given us a equation. Here's my variable. Draw my line. The opposite of adding 15 6/10 is subtracting 15 6/10. Yes, you'll have a chance to do corrections if you need to. The goal is everybody gets 100% and you don't need to. That would be my ideal. Okay? Unfortunately, it doesn't happen, even though we basically have given you the entire test to study off of. Haven't figured that one out yet. But, some people that decide to fail don't ever want to do their homework, aren't going to even study on this one. So we end up with 8 4/10. So 8 4/10 is equal to K. And then over here, It doesn't matter if you write which way you write it, k equals, or if the number equals k. Just please put it over here. It makes it a lot easier for us to grade. And it's a lot easier with pencil and paper where you don't have to worry about the technology actually showing up on the board as you write it. Oh, it is on. There we go. So I hope you can figure out that that is 8 4/10. If not, I have it right here. Okay, again, solving. Circle your variable. The opposite of multiplying by 4 is dividing by 4. Do that on both sides. The 4's go away. Those become 1s. Do not change your symbol. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So its h is less than or equal to 8. So now to graph it, less than or equal to means it's a closed dot because 8 is part of my data set. Less than means it's going this direction. Now, I believe it's Sean that asked the question. Does that look good to you guys? Because that don't look good to me. It's a number line, so my number should be in. Is it okay to just do the ones that are actually involved in the number line?
Yeah.
No. They need to all be in there, right? Doesn't that look a lot better? It does to me.
It looks fine the other way.
No, it don't, Sean.
It does to me.
Okay, here's my variable. The opposite of multiplying by 6, dividing by 6. These are going away. F equals 6. Here's my variable. The opposite of adding 1 and 7/10 is subtracting 1 and 7/10. These go away. Borrow from the 2 gives me a 15. Don't forget that my decimal goes straight down. 0 and 8/10. Do I need that 0 if I'm just rewriting it? No. Are you going to be kind of wrong if you do? No. That's one of those few that will give you a break on. Okay, subtracting 4 1/2. Here we go with mixed numbers again. I don't dare try to move it, do I? Oh, yes. Ha, it actually worked. So, x equals, how do I subtract fractions?
Liam, fix your chair.
Common denominator. 3 and 2, where are they going to meet? At 6. So that gives me 4 6 and 3 6. So 4 6 minus 3 6 gives me 1 6. 5 minus 4 gives me 1. There we go. So x equals 1 and 1/6. You can also turn it into an improper fraction and then multiply everything out, but then you got a lot more math you're doing, a lot more chances for math errors. Here's our variable on this one. There we go, kind of. Draw my line. What's the opposite of multiplying by 3/5? Dividing by 3/5. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3/5. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this over here because 60 divided by 3/5. What's the first step if I have a whole number in a fraction? Put a 1 underneath. Then what do? Do I divide fractions? No, I keep change flip. Multiply by the inverse. So 60 over 1, I keep. I change the multiplication. I flip 5 over 3. I have one reduction I can do. 20 times 5 equals 100. So our solution is x equals 100. Any questions on that page? Okay?
That's the same page.
Well, it's the same page for you, but I'm flipping off of it, so I want to answer questions there before I go on. So we've already done 20, 21. Here's my variable. The opposite of dividing by 15 is multiplying by 15. So I times 15 on both sides. Those are going away because 15 over 1 is 15 divided by 15 is 1. 45 times 15 gets me 25. 225. 45 gets me 675. So x equals 675. Oh, is it R? Honestly, it covered it. R equals 675. There we go. Here's my variable. The opposite of subtracting 16 and 7/10 would be adding 16 and 7/10. Remember to line up your decimal places to add or subtract. Gives me 9, 10, 4. X equals 40 and 9/10. Okay. And our last one here, y dividing by 6, because that's the opposite of multiplying. Those go away. Y equals 33 divided by 6. How many times is that going to go in? 5. Uh-oh, I didn't get to a 0. I can't solve this. I just add a decimal, right? 5 and 5/10. So y equals 5 and 5/10. Okay, our last part is the chart. When David was 3 when Marika was born. Fill in the missing portions of the table. So we've just got a couple plates. 10, so I'm going to David's age. He's 3 years older, so he would be 13. When David's 20, she's going to be 17. When she's 32, he'll be 35. What is that relationship between the charts? M plus 3. So if I have the M, I'm adding 3. If I have the D, I'm subtracting 3. Please note this. This was like one of the biggest things students didn't do last year on this test. Even though it's on here, the directions are clear, right? Okay, guys, study hard.
Have a great day.